It's late. The house is quiet. You curl into bed, and your dog settles nearby. But instead of facing you, they turn away. They lie down with their back to you, eyes fixed on the door. You might wonder, are they upset? Are they bored? Are they tired of me? But the truth is, that silent position, that steady gaze toward the exit, has nothing to do with distance. It has everything to do with devotion. Because while you sleep, unguarded, unaware, at your most vulnerable, they take the job no one asked them to do. They watch the world for you. They guard your rest. They face the unknown so you don't have to. And in this video, we're going to uncover why so many dogs sleep facing the door, and why this small habit might be one of the greatest signs of love you've never noticed. Long before dog beds and living rooms, there were forests, dens, wild grounds soaked in moonlight and risk. Back then, dogs weren't pets. They were wolves, and survival meant strategy. In every pack, someone had to be on alert, especially when the others slept. That meant facing the entrance, the direction danger could come from. The point of first contact, first sound, first scent of threat. And so, the habit was born. Sleep light, face the unknown, guard the ones you love. Centuries have passed, the wolves became companions, but the instinct, it stayed. So when your dog curls up facing the door, they're not being distant. They're being ancient. That's not rebellion. That's memory. Somewhere deep in their bones, they remember what it meant to protect a sleeping pack. And in your home, with you as their world, they take that same role, not out of fear, but out of purpose. You may think your dog is resting, but they're working. Every breath you take while you sleep, they hear it. Every creak in the hallway, they register it. Because to them, sleep is not the time to disconnect. It's the time to watch over. They know you're vulnerable. You can't hear what they hear. You can't smell what they smell. You can't feel the energy shift in a room before the door even opens. But they can, and they do. That's why they choose the position closest to the doorway. That's why their ears stay slightly perked, even in dreams. It's not training. It's not habit. It's duty. Not given by you, but claimed by them. They see you not as an owner, but as someone worth protecting. So every night, without request, they become the shield between you and everything else, and they'll stay in that place, quiet and still, until you rise. Because only then do they know their watch is done. At first, it might feel cold. They don't face you. They don't curl into you. They turn away. You might think, are they upset? Did I do something wrong? But for your dog, this isn't rejection. It's a sign of trust. Think about it. In the wild, an animal never turns its back on something it doesn't feel safe with. To expose that side, to let their guard down behind them, is the ultimate sign that they don't fear you. They trust you. So when they lie down with their back to you, what they're really saying is, I know you're not a threat. I don't need to keep an eye on you. I can protect you, because I know you would do the same for me. It's a quiet kind of loyalty, a message not spoken, but shown, with body, with stillness, with placement. And in that moment, you are not being pushed away. You are being relied on. Because in your dog's eyes, love isn't always about closeness. Sometimes it's about choosing to watch the world so you don't have to. Not every glance at the door is an act of protection. Sometimes it's worry. Sometimes it's fear of losing you. Again, especially in dogs who've known absence. Shelter dogs, dogs rehomed, dogs who've waited at doors that never opened again. For them, facing the door isn't just instinct. It's hope and a little bit of heartbreak. They watch the door not because danger might enter, but because you might leave. They've learned that people go, that one moment everything is normal, and the next, they're alone again. So even in sleep, they stay near the exit, listening, preparing, bracing. They don't want to miss the sound of keys, the turn of a doorknob, the signal that you're on your way out, or worse, not coming back. It's not because they don't trust you. It's because somewhere deep inside, they still remember what it felt like to be left. So if your dog always sleeps by the door, especially when you're packing, changing routines, or pulling away emotionally, it might be less about guarding you and more about holding onto you. Because to them, your presence isn't background noise. It's the whole world, and they'd rather lose sleep than lose sight of where you go. You may not realize it, but your dog follows your rhythm closer than any clock. They learn when you start to wind down, when your breathing slows, when your energy softens, when the world around you finally begins to rest. And as you slip into sleep, they don't just collapse somewhere random. They choose a position with purpose, close enough to hear you stir, far enough to keep watch, facing the door because that's where movement begins. They're syncing with your night, not because they have to, but because they want to. This is what dogs do. They regulate their patterns to align with the people they love. They nap when you nap. They rise when you rise. And at night, they choose to guard your transitions from wakefulness into rest, from chaos into calm. They become your silent partner in stillness, your quiet mirror. And when they sleep facing the door, they're not just on alert, they're in tune. It's their way of saying, I know how you move. I know what you need, and I'll adjust so you never feel alone in the dark. They can sleep anywhere, in a corner, by a window, curled up in a soft bed, far from the door. But they choose that spot, the one that's closest to interruption, the one that puts them between you and everything else, because love to a dog isn't just affection. It's responsibility, it's presence, it's protection, even when you're unaware of the danger. They don't guard the door because they're afraid. They do it because they hope you never have to be. It's not dramatics, it's devotion. It's a quiet promise they renew every night. I will stay here, and if anything tries to reach you, it'll have to come through me first. They may not understand what a lock is, or why the world outside feels distant to you, but they understand one thing completely: you matter. So when you see them lying there, still, face turned outward, ears half lifted even in sleep, know this: that's not distance, that's love, standing guard. The next time you wake in the middle of the night and see your dog lying near the door, don't call them back. Don't ask them to come closer, just let them be. Because in their stillness, they are doing something sacred. They are watching, they are waiting, they are loving you in the most primal, most loyal way they know how. Not with kisses, not with play, but with presence. And in that quiet hour, when the world feels far and sleep makes you small, they make one simple promise, without words, without noise: I'm here, I see what you can't, and I'll keep watching until morning finds you safe. Sometimes, love doesn't lie beside you, it lies between you and the world, right there, by the door.